What's up, everybody, and welcome to Rusty Fenders. Today we're building the ultimate Partscaster, and I'm gonna be using this Thinline semi-hollow body Stratocaster as an example to make my own. So first, let's start with the body. It's a nitro finish and outer body. It also has it's also thin lined, right? So it has the F hole and everything, and it's pretty light. The paint quality is actually pretty good. I'm really surprised of how good it was. You can tell there's a little division there, but it's to be expected. I believe it's a 4-piece thin line, basically each face connected, right? Because it's hollow, and it looks pretty good and it's pretty light. I also got this maple neck. And it's a roasted maple neck, and I used maple necks before. I never had an issue, but this time around I think I made a mistake. So let's get this started and let's open up. Pretty much the most important part of it, I would say, is the pickups. So we got this custom shop pickups straight from Robert Cray Stratocaster, which Fender has like a signature edition guitar going on right now. You can buy on the website, which for the price is actually very good. Of course, what I'm doing is way less expensive than that. So pretty much vintage range for these pickups, and they look very nice with a aged pickup cover on them. So the screws are a little bit different for the pickguard that I had, so I just had to drill it out a little bit so that everything will be flat, and then we can get to work on the wiring. I also like how this pickup also came with the back shield, so that was pretty nice. I'll put whatever of the items that I used that I can find, I will put them down below so you can check it out. And in total, like this guitar wasn't super expensive or anything like that. The body was $180 and the neck was $100, and pretty much from there you can get anything, any like loaded picker that you want, and you can keep it in your price range. So I just had a few Stratocaster parts in the bin, and I decided that this was the perfect project to go ahead and reuse some of these pots and switches. The first thing that I like to do, I like to remove any previous cables that are still there. As you can see, I still have the cables on the switch there. I cut them with a little bit of space so that I can remove the cable itself. I know some people like to cut it right at the cable or at the connection, and then you might have an issue trying to remove the remaining part of the cable. So with that done, I'm just gonna remove all that good, all those guys, and get everything ready to go. So I was using like my cheaper iron for this, and it's a Weber. You don't need any fancy. I think that one was like $20. So if you're doing this just as your pastime like I'm doing, that's totally okay. I do have a better adjustable iron in the garage. So any bigger project than this, I will be using that one. Or if I have to, get the temperature very high, then I can use that other one. But this does work pretty okay. Just make sure you're in an area there's ventilation. So something that I've been learning as I go, and something that sometimes a lot of do-it-yourselfers would not do, is take the necessary precautions for your safety, like wearing eye protection, or being in a ventilated area, or even with an air filter. I actually have about 3 air filters around me, so I make sure that I turn them on and don't breathe any of those fumes, right? So this is the moment that I wish that I had the right tool for the job, and I thought I was smart enough. I thought I could pull it off. The angle here is very important, and because the guitar is actually hollow, once you get to a part, like the bit just wants to move in a direction because you get into air, And I didn't take that into consideration, and I didn't take the into consideration that the side of the screwdriver is a little thick. So when I was getting into the angle, I was losing it as the screwdriver was getting near the body. And so basically you need a longer bit, or you can actually buy the right tool, which is a 90-degree angle adapter. I'm very happy that this guitar brought the pilot holes for the bridge. It's gonna make my life a lot easier than having to measure everything myself. And yeah, I just have to drill the correct size screws, and of course I always make sure that I'm using the right one. And I also like to mark all the screws for the for the depth that they have to be, right? One thing that I used to do that I don't do anymore is that I used to basically calculate how much the neck of the screw or whatever the hardware was going to be, and I will drill that side of the hole. I learned the hard way. You are better off with that little bit of room extra than having no room at all. So because then you can drill and then you can actually crack the wood. So just measure the whole screw. Like, that's pretty much what you're gonna need anyway. So don't try to like not do it. And of course you want to make sure that you're not going to drill through the guitar, but like I said, get more space is better than not enough in these type of situations. And we're going to find out soon why I keep bringing up this. So everything's looking pretty good. I really like the color combination. Everything is getting together very well. The only hard thing really was the tremolo crawl and screws. I wish that I could do that again. So we're getting everything ready, and I like to check the pickups real quick. The motor in the screwdriver, you can actually hear it through the amplifier. So I just checked that all the switches are correct before I put the screws on, and I also check that the pilot holes, well, the actual holes that I drilled for the neck are actually not gonna crack when I put the screw in it. So I like to do it just from outside. And of course, remember, when you're not in the neck, there's not the neck pocket in the middle, so don't drill through the actual neck, right? So I'm very anxious to get this guitar ready, and I made a critical mistake. So I believe that as I walked away at this moment and I came back, I was under the impression that I drilled the second hole after the pilot hole, where I actually only made the pilot hole. This would have been okay in another type of wood, maybe even in maple it would have been okay, but in roasted maple, because it's brittle, I heard a crack. And even though it wasn't a huge deal or anything like that, I had to remove the tuners and I had to try to fix it. Now there's the learn here is make sure to take it easy and take your time. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the guitar. I think it turned out very nice. I really like these pickups. I can't tell you enough. If you needed some custom shop pickups or you wanted some, I will go and get these pickups in the Stratosphere. Not a sponsor at all. I pay full price for this. But those Robert Cray pickups, I'm telling you, I think there's something special. Alright, check out a little bit of me playing right now, and make sure to subscribe and click like down below. CoolandOut.